Students who are in the online, am I audible? Online students, am I audible to you? Okay, right. Offline students, you are also, you are sitting in front of me, so you are audible, right? I did not say good evening to you. Okay, good evening to everybody. So now I'll move to the further. So I hope in the previous session we started with, and I uploaded the notes. 6 p.m. Under that, we have the topic name called what? Files. Under that, we have seen write operation, writing the data and everything. And writing the data to the file. We have seen two functions. One is write off, and one more is what? Write lines off. Write off, and then one more is write lines off. Write off, file pointer object dot write off str data. This function is used for writing only any type of data to the file in the form of what? Str. So another one is write lines of iterable object, and you have seen yesterday's class. And these functions are writing the value one by one. Are you following? Now, today, I'd like to go for reading the data from the file. Reading the data from the file. Reading the data from the file. Reading the data from the file I want to take up. So carefully look at, students. Watch it now. How simple it is. To read the data from the file, we use two predefined functions. They are predefined functions present in, I'll write, present in where file pointer object. File pointer object is of which type? Text IO wrapper. So first function is what? Read off. Second function is called what? Read lines. So both these functions I want to take up. Look at this carefully. Now I want to take up. Option A, read off. This function I want to take up. Next is called read lines also I want to take up. So B, read lines. So read lines function also I want to take up. One is read off, one more is what? Read lines off. One is read off and one more is what? Read lines off. I just want to talk. Simple, students. Let us watch this example now. What is the use of this read function? Here, read off is used for reading entire file data or complete file data. Reading entire or complete file data. From the file. What is the syntax here? Variable name is equal to file pointer dot what? Read off. File pointer dot read off. So file pointer dot read off is a function. Wherever file pointer is pointing, from there it is reading the complete data and keep it into left side variable. And here the variable name is what type? Variable name is of type class what? str. Class str is of type class str. Here variable name is of type class str. Now I am going to save. And what is the next one? Read lines. We'll do the example for it. Same thing. Here Read lines, how it is doing? Read lines function, read the complete data of the file from the file in the form of list. In the form of list. Why? Because it is reading first line, second line, third line. All lines are treated as what? Single values in the list. Here, variable name is, what is the function name here? Read lines. Of which type here? List type. List type it is called. Now I want to go for applying the examples on it. And multiple examples we'll do on this area. You can read the data by using read off. You can use the data by using read lines off. So let's start up. Yes. Now I'll go to the program now. I'll go to the program. Let us start discussing about that. So I'm going to take up this discussion. Try to follow me carefully. So there I am saying, carefully try to follow, students. This is my previous example. I hope you are remembering this and keep it as. Now I'm going to say file reading the data from the file. So I'm going to say file read example1.py. File read example1.py. So coming to the point back, file read example1.py. How do you do now? Read operation. How do you do it? Choose the file name, open the file name in read mode and perform the cycle of read operation. And how these functions are doing, whether read line or read line, reading the value by value only reading, not completely reading at a time. So how do you do this now? I'm going to say apply with open your file name. What is the file name now? addr1.data, addr1.data, comma what? Come on. Or I will say as what? FP. As FP. With open addr1.data, comma what? Or as what? FP. As FP. So I'm saying that. How do I do that now? File data is equal to fp.readoff. File data is equal to fp.readoff. Print that type of which data here? File data. For example, now how can we just try to run it? addr1.data is already there with you. Try to run this, students. See that. What is the type? str. I hope you understand. Read function will give you the data in the form of str. Are you following? Well, how to print the data now? Directly I will print it. Here I am writing. Say this. Print what? File data. File data I am going to write it. So here I am writing file data. Try to run this, students, once again. See the data completely printed. What is our addr1 data? Yesterday we have written it. Are you remembering yesterday? We have written yesterday. This is the addr1 data file. This complete data today we read. Run this once again. We read this complete data here. Getting? This is by using which function? Read function. Same example you can do by using read lines also. See that? Go to the place. I'm writing file read example2.py. File read example2.py. So there you are seeing that 2.py. So there I would like to go for reading the data. Same to same coding. I'll write it with exception. If you want, you can write exception also. No issue, students. Here I am writing. Come on here. What I am writing? Read lines. File data. fp.read lines. I'm going to say type of. What is this now? File data. Try to print it. See this now? What is this now? List. Got list. Are you following me? Well, now I am going to take up. Print this data, students. You see it is printed in the form of list variety, list data. It is printing. See that list started with. Ending also done. Ending also done. Ending also done. Are you following me? Ending also done. First value, second value, third value, like that we have all the values, we got it. Are you able to follow now? Now, coming to this place, I want to print the data one by one. How do you print it? For data, for FD, file data, in where? File data. So FD means first value will come, first value, FD. I am getting first value. Are you able to follow me? FD. Try to run this now. So got these values one by one, first line, second line, third line, like that. All the values are coming in with some new space, some new extra line space is coming. To avoid that space, what I will write it here, end is equal to something I wrote it. Just opening bracket and closing, opening quotes and ending quotes I said. Try to run this now. See this data now. We got the data. I was avoided that entire thing. Are you following me? This is the one I printed with what also? With what also? Read lines. So read lines, even though we see the data at a time, it is internally, as write operation is doing, value by value writing. Yesterday I shown you value by value writing. Here also, read lines function is going to show values, value by value only reading. So I'm going to show you the description, student. Reading the data from the file, two functions are there. Same thing, whatever I wrote it. Once again, I am saying here, two functions are present. Syntax is like this. And here it is called which type? List type, like this. Are you able to follow? Now, open the notes. Write down. Write a Python program. Write a Python program. Write a Python program which will read the data dynamically from keyboard, which will read the data dynamically from keyboard, which will read the data dynamically from keyboard, which will read the data dynamically from the keyboard, which will read the data dynamically from the keyboard, and which will read the data dynamically from the keyboard and write it to the file. Write to the file. Write to the file. Write, W-R-I-T, write to the file. So now I am going to say write to the file. We are writing the data to the file. How to write the data to the file? We are going to look into that. Shall we move forward now? Yes. Now see this now. Here I am going to write it. How to write the data dynamically to the things. And we want to go for it. Go to that now. I am writing now. Saying here, dynamic write. Dynamic write example1.py. Dynamic write example1.py. See students. So there I am going to write it with open. What is this now? Something, some information I will write it. hyd.info, for example, comma, A, I am writing. Why A? I am writing first value, second value, third value, many values I want to write it. Now I am saying here, see, continuously I am entering the data. Continuously I want to enter the data. Enter the data from keyboard. Enter your data. Enter your data from keyboard. Just I am giving some dynamic data how to write it. There I am writing. See students, I need to read this data continuously. Suppose I want to write a description about the Hyderabad. I want to write the data completely to which file? This one. And enter your data from the keyboard. Press at the rate to stop. At the rate to stop. And until I press at the rate, I will go on writing the data to the file. This type of scenario I was already introduced in the loops only for you. If you remember. If not remembering, you cannot do anything. What you can do? I'll write the code. While true, read the data. KBD data, keyboard data is equal to, KBD data is equal to, what I am writing now, FP, input of, I will write it, input of. KBD data is equal to input of, input of. So input of is a function which is reading the data, and that reading the data, I want to check it. How do you check it? If what I am writing, KBD data is not equal to what? @ symbol, not equal to @ symbol. What should I write it? The data which you are reading from the keyboard is not equal to @ symbol. You write the data to the file. How to write the data to the file? FP dot write of KBD data. KBD data. Else, if you enter any @ symbol, @ not equal to @, which is false, which is going to say what? Break. Break. I said break. So after completion of it, once it is break, it is coming out of the while loop. Simply I am writing there. Data return to the file. Data return to the file. You are getting this. Most important example. While true means continuously, it is going on reading the data. Once you press this, we are going to stop it. Try to run this example. So here you see HYD dot, it is just showing this message, just showing this message, and see that HYD dot data is created or not. It is at present, it is not available. Enter with open HYD dot A and you start writing it. What is this now? HYD, and one more point I want to say, students, for a minute. While I am writing the data, here only I want to do, I want to write the data one by one in the backside. That is \n also I want to use it. Why \n? To write in the next line. Try to run it now. So I am writing here. HYD is the capital of TS. Right? TS is one of the south part of India. So I say next is called like this. For example, I wrote. What is happening? You see, data returned to the file. See that file is created or not? File is created. And these lines are created on this. So coming to the point of it, HYD.info is written here. Are you following? Next. One more I want to run my example. What is the next? In Hyderabad, students will, most of the students will attend Python classes, and they can't read daily. But daily they will chat, sleep, eat, except studies. But they want a job. How it is possible? Because sleeping will not give subjective, charting will not give subjective, eating will not give more and more studies also. So enter a key and press this enter, data return to the file. So done. Check it out whether this is written the data or not. You see, it is also written. Already some part is written and another is written here. Is it not dynamic, right? Dynamic, right? So how to write the data dynamically to the file also you understood. Open notes. Write a Python program. which will copy the content of one file, which will copy the content of one file, which will copy the content of one file into another file, which will copy the content of one file into another file, which will copy the content of one file into another file. Important. So to copy the content of one file into another file, how many files are required? Come on. File copy. Two files are required. File copy.py. Two things are required. File copy.py. Two files are required. One is source file and one more is destination file. Come on, start with what I will do. Come on, fast. SRC file. Accept the source file or not? SRC file is equal to input of, come on, enter source file. Enter what file? Source file. SRC file is equal to input of enter source file. Now there I am writing, open the source file in which mode? First, do you know copy? Looking different. Don't know how to copy also. Copy is required what? One thing is required to read. One more thing is required to copy. Reading, writing, reading, writing. How you copy in exam? Like that. This is called a source file. This is called which file? Destination file. Enter source file. SRC file. Next, that file must be opened in which mode? So, with open of what I will write? SRC file. SRC file, comma, what I am writing? R I am writing. R. As what I am writing? RP. Read pointer. From that, I will read the data. I will ask one more file. And of course, if it is not there, I'll write one exception also, student. I'll write one exception also. Except I will write it. What is this now? File not found error. So I'll write it here. File does not exist. File does not exist. File does not exist. Done. There I will write it. There I will write it. With open SRC file RFP. Now I'll write it. Enter the destination file. DST file is equal to input of enter what file? Destination file. Enter a destination file. DST file. Now I'll go for what? With the open. With the open. Which file? DST file. Of course, I should not write in capital letters, double quotes here, because already it is an SRC only. DST file, comma, what I will write? A. I'll go on appending many things. As what? FWP, right pointer. So two files are there. One file is pointed by what? RP, read pointer. One more file is pointed by what? WP. One more file is pointed by WP. This is known as what here? SRC file. This is known as what? DRC file. DRC file. So here the data is available. This data must be copied into this file. Following me? So first read the data from this file and write the data to this file. Come on. What is the first step? First file is ready. Second file is ready. What should I do now? Come on, fast. Say. I say. What I should write now? So you are not able to see. SRC data is equal to RP dot read off. Read the data from source file. RP is pointing to the source file. RP dot read off SRC data. Next I will do what? That SRC data write to the destination file. How do you write it? WP dot write of SRC data. So I am writing here SRC data. Are you following me? This is reading the data from which file? Source file. Writing. What is this? SRC file data to what? Destination file. Destination file. Are you following me? So here I'm going to take up. Here I'm going to take up this process. Follow me carefully. Now I'm going to take up. This is my data. Once this is finished, I'll say one message. What is this message? Printer. Tell me. File copied. File copied. So I'll say file copied. I say what here, verify. Verify. So let us run this code now. Let us try to run this code. So how to run this code? Just to try to understand. Enter the source file. What is my source file here? addr1.data. I'm writing. addr1. Suppose if I say 2.data, it is giving you error. Source file does not exist. This is a source file, right? Source file does not exist. Source file does not exist. So here I am writing addr2.data, which is not possible. So how it is possible now? Run it. Enter addr1.data to what is the destination file which I am going to create newly today. I'll create caviar.data. Caviar.data. Caviar.data is called what? One file I am creating newly. That file is created, transferring this caviar data into where? addr1 data into where? Caviar.data. See that now, students? File copied. Caviar.data is available here. addr1.data, you observe it. This is the data available here. addr1.data. Close this now and see this caviar.data here. This is the data which is available now. Are you following me? This is the data which is available. Got it, students? Now, coming to back, one more time I want to run the same example. Enter this now. Which one next? hyd.info. hyd.info is a source file. Destination file I am going to take it. What is the destination file? Same. caviar.data. Already you said what? A. Mode is called what? A. So here it is also written. File copied. Check it out. Here what is happening, you see. It is containing address1.data. This is containing next Hyderabad information is available. It's not only that. You copy this data. Which program? File read example1.data. File read example1.py. It's a py program. Copied into where? caviar.data. Any sort of data can be copied. File read example1.py. File read example1.py. Copied into where? caviar.data. So see, students, caviar.data. It is. Go to caviar.data and see this now. We got the reading data also added or not? Finally, one more time, I will write it. Enter the source file and our present program only I will enter. Copy program. Same program will be copied. File copy. Into where? caviar.data. I'm going to show you. File copied. The same code is copied there. caviar.data. You see, students, it is containing this entire thing. And next is this is containing like this. And file copy, this is a program is available again. Are you able to follow? This is called what? Complete meaning of what? Come on. File copy. Did you understand how to copy the data here? Now, this is the way how we are going to copy the data from one file to another file. So this is the first part of our example. Online students, did you understand these examples? Did you understand these examples? All the students in online, try to respond it. Now go to the place, students. We go to the index. If we go to this index, students, once and observe now. Index, if you open it, and here, index of file, what you have written it. These are the examples, what you have seen it. These are the examples. First part of the files. Now I am entering into the next area called what? Pickling and pickling concept we are entering. Pickling and unpickling concept we are going to discuss. So let's start up now. So implementation of pickling and unpickling, this concept I am going to discuss in the class today. Carefully follow me. I'm going to start with pickling and unpickling concept. And whatever we discussed, the first level of example. Today we are going to enter into the next part of the subject. Pickling and unpickling concept we are entering. So try to follow me, students. It's very easy. And now I'm going to discuss. So coming to the point back, pickling and unpickling concept I'm going to discuss. Start up now. Let us open one small diagram, students. Object to record, record to object. One small example which I was shown earlier to you. What is happening now? Observe it now. Main memory of the computer, object is available. How many values are there? 3 values. I want to write this object data into where? File of which memory? Which functions we are using? ఎందుకు వస్తారా మీరు క్లాస్కి? Write off and write lines off. So to write the data to the file, we have 2 predefined functions. Write off and write lines off. 2 functions we use it. So here we are saying to write this object data into the file of secondary memory, we will write what? Write off. And next one more is what? Write off. Write lines off. These are the 2 things we are using it. And you already observed in my previous class, these things are going to be happening. These things are writing the data to the file. Value by value only, these are writing. Value by value only, values are writing these things to the file. Value by value only, values are writing. Are you following me? Value by value only, data is written. That indicates if this object contains 3 values, how many times the write operation will take place? 3 write operations taking place. It is a time consuming process. It is a time consuming process. Again I am saying my object contains how many values? 3 values. To write this object values into the file, we are using write and write lines. These are writing the values, value by value only writing. Not writing all at once. To write all at once, what is required? Value by value writing, it is a time consuming process, right? That's why today we are introducing, suppose there are 30 values are there. How many operations we are writing? 30 write operations we are writing. 30 write operations we are writing. It is a time consuming process. To avoid these problems, we are supposed to take the concept of pickling. Pickling concept we are taking. What is the special advantage of pickling? The special advantage of pickling is irrespective of the number of values present in the object, we are writing all the values at once only. We are writing all the values at once by writing how many write operations? With a single write operation. With a single write operation. Are you able to follow? Such a single write operation can be done by what? Pickling. To do this pickling, we are using which module? Pickle module. In that there is a function name called what? Dump. It is very easy today. Dump. Dump function I will use it. What the dump says? Your object comma and your file pointer. File pointer. What this object contains? Multiple values are there or not? File pointer is pointing to the file. Dump function we are using today. Earlier which functions we used it? Write and write lines will do what? Value by value. What we are using today? Dump. Dump says what? All the values written at once. All the values written at once. All these values can be written at once. Are you able to follow? So what is the special advantage of pickling? This eliminates the time consuming process of write and write lines. What is the module I am using? What is the function I am using? So what is the specialty of pickling? What is the definition of pickling? The process of saving or writing the entire object at a time as what? Record by performing how many write operations? One write operation, and eliminates the redundant write operations or not. For that purpose, we use which one? Pickling. What is the function name I am using here? Dump off. We are using the function name called dump off. What is the dump off syntax? Object comma file pointer. This is present in which module? Pickle module. Pickle dot dump off. Pickle dot what? Dump off. Is it understandable, students? Good. Now, we know what is the dump off. Write lines write one side. Opposite to that is dump. So dump is faster. Write and write lines is faster. Dump is fast. Next. Okay. That is reading or writing operation is completed. Now reading. This is my record. Containing how many values? Three values. I will apply which function? Read function, and then what? Read lines function. Read lines function I will apply. Read lines function I will apply. Read and read lines functions are doing what? Are they reading all the values at once, or value by value they are reading? First value, second value, third value. Three values they are reading 3 times. Is it not waste of time? Waste of time. 3 times waste of time. That's why we are using a module called what again? Pickle. In that pickle, there is a function name called what? Load. What is the function name? Load. Of your file pointer. Of your file pointer. Load of file pointer, I am going to say. Load of file pointer. This process of loading complete record at a time by eliminating this unnecessary reading operation is called what? Unpickling we can call. Spell out. Unpickling. Unpickling is nothing but reading total record at a time by performing single read operation irrespective of your record size is called which function, which concept? Unpickling. So unpickling operation participates in read operation. Pickling operation participates in write operation. What is the module name we are using here? Pickle module we are using. Which module we are using? Pickle module we are using it. Are you able to follow me? So finally, now I am going to conclude my sentences here. Here, the special advantage is nothing. Write function, write lines function extension is called dump. Dump. Next is called what? Read lines function extension is called load. So load and dump are the most useful thing. Write and write lines are legacy functions. So I am giving the clarity. Pickling concept participates in write operation. Unpickling concept participates in read operation. When you are dealing with pickling and unpickling, the file must be taken in where? Binary format you need to take. Which format you need to take? Binary format you must take it. Binary format you must take it. You should not take what? Text format you should not take it. Are you following me now? So finally, I am going to start my discussion. Pickling is nothing but what? Object serialization. It is a Java related terminology. Unpickling is a Python terminology. Java terminology is deserialization. So I want to show you some description. Whatever is explained, I'll show you some description here. So instead of writing that big description, waste of time, I'll show you that. Please read that carefully. Pickling, also known as what? Carefully, slowly, you try to read so that you can understand. Let us assume there exists an object which contains multiple values. Here diagram I shown you. Let us assume there exists an object contains how many values? Multiple values. Okay. To save or write an object data of main memory into the file of secondary memory, by using write lines of they transfers the values in the form of value by value, and it is one of the time consuming process because of multiple write operations. To overcome this time consuming process, we must use the concept of pickling. The advantage of pickling concept is that with a single write operation, we can save or write entire object data of main memory into the file of secondary memory. See, with a single write operation, we can write or save entire object data in the main memory into the file of secondary memory. And it is very frequently asked question, definition of pickling. Same thing. The process of saving or transferring entire object content of main memory into the file of secondary memory by performing single write operation is called pickling. Pickling concept always participates in write operation. How simple it is. What is the module we are using? Pickle. What is the function we are using? That's all. Come on. Steps for implementing pickling. Import which module? Here pickle is one of the predefined module. Choose the file name and open it into write mode. Create an object with a collection of values, which is called iterable object. That's called a list object, like that. Next, use dump of pickle module. Dump save the content of any object into the file with a single write operation. So dump function. In the, see, here diagram also is shown you. LST is one iterable object or not? That is the one. So syntax, pickle dot dump object comma file pointer. Note that pickling concept always takes the file in which format? Binary format. Unpickling, I am going to take it. Unpickling, object deserialization. Let us assume there exists a record with multiple values in a file of secondary memory. To read or transfer entire record content from the file of secondary memory, if we use read and read lines, then they read record values in the form of value by value, and it is one of the time consuming process because of multiple read operations. To overcome this time consuming process, we must use the concept of unpickling. The advantage of unpickling is that with a single read operation, we can read entire record content from the file of secondary memory into the object of main memory. Got it? Now, definition. Definition of what? Unpickling. The process of reading or transferring entire record content from the file of secondary memory into the object of main memory by performing single read operation is called unpickling. Unpickling concept participates in read operation. Steps for implementing unpickling concept. Import pickle module. Choose the file name and open it into read mode. Use load of pickle module. Load is used for transferring or loading entire record content from the file of secondary memory into the object of main memory. Syntax. Object name is equal to pickle.load of file pointer. That file pointer, wherever it is pointing, it is going to load into the left side variable. I'll show you the example also. Note that pickling concept always takes the file in. So this entire description says that a dump function and then what? A load function. That's all. So dump and load are called what? Advanced format of write lines and read lines. Write varieties of functions advanced is dump. Read lines varieties advanced one is load. Right? Open the notes. Online students, did you understand? Did you understand this entire thing? Right, students. Start. Write a Python program Write a Python program which will read the student data from keyboard. Which will read the student data from the keyboard. Which will read the student data from the keyboard. Which will read the student data from the keyboard and save as a record in a file and save in a record. Save as a record. Save as a record in a file and save as a record in a file. Are you following? Save as a record in a file. Nice. What concept it is? Pickling in the bracket. Pickling. In the bracket, pickling you write. Pickling you write. Next you write. Next one more. This is pickling operation, unpickling related. Write a Python program. Write a Python program. Write a Python program which will read the student records. Which will read the student records. Which will read the student records. Which will read the student records from the file. From the file. Which will read the student records from the file. So let's start off. Right. See students, how simple it is. Now I'll go for the coding. So you can use PyCharm, you can use normal coding, anything you can use it. Start up. Right, PyCharm. Go to the place. Now I am writing stud pick example1.py. Okay. Pickling concept I am going to take it. .py. Take care students. Now I am going to say strictly those operations. What is that? Import. Which module students? Pickle. Pickle module. See the steps once. Here pickling operation steps. Import. Choose the file name and open it into which mode? Write mode. Exactly same steps. Now, come on. With open, I say stud dot what? Pick. Stud dot pick dot comma what? A and then B as what? FP. Why I wrote that AB? First record I want to append, second record, third record, etc. Multiple records I want to append. Plus what is this B? Binary format. You know, binary format it is. Well, I want to do next what? I want to write the data to the file. So what I want to do next to see the steps. Create an object with what? Collection of values. So I will go for this place. So now I am going to take it. Read which values? Student values from where? Keyboard. Read student values from keyboard. How do you read now? So I'm going to take up. Come on fast. How do you deal with this now? I'm going to take up. Now I'm going to take up. So done. See this now. I want to read out. Come on fast. SNO is equal to int of input of enter student number. Enter student number. Okay. Next is called what? SName. SName of input of enter student name. Enter student name. Student name. Marks is equal to float of input of enter student marks. Student marks. Fine. Student marks. Number, name, and then marks. Number, name, and marks. Okay. Now I read the data. This data, 3 values are there. Iterable object I want to take it. In our steps, it is an iterable object. Iterable object means what? I will take some object where I can add the data. So what I am doing is create an empty list and add the student values. Create an empty list and add what? Student values. How do you do it now, students? L is equal to what I am taking? List of L dot append of SNO. L dot append of yes name. L dot append of marks. Append of marks. Got it? So this is called values I got from keyboard. Created an empty list, and then after that, what is this? Save object L1 content. Object L content. Save list object content. Save what object content? List object content as a record to the file. How do you do that? Pickle dot. What is the function name now? Dump. Dump of what is this now? L, comma what? FP. FP is pointing to this file. To that file, this L value will be dumped. Following. So here I am going to write it. Student data saved as a record. Saved as a record. There I am going to take it. So here I am going to take up. Done. Here I am going to take up. See, students, these are my values, students, and try to run this code. Are you following me? This everything, if you know, students, I can write in function. This is called what? Pickling operation. I can write it in where? Function. How do you write it? DEF, save record. Save record. This is a function. Within the function, I am writing this entire data. And main program, I will write it. What is the main program now? Save record. The function name. Done. Following. Now try to run it. Student.pick is nowhere else here. And it is creating now. Take care. Try to run it. Student pick example. Enter student number. Enter student number 100. Some name. Row sum I am writing. And the marks 22.22. And the student data saved in a file. See the file name which is created now. Student pick dot file is created. You cannot understand the data which is present inside. Click on it, double click on it. You cannot understand that. It is saying that text. If I open it into text by mistake, you cannot understand anything. Because it is a binary format, I opened it. And don't try to do any experiment on the data. We should not open it. Binary format. To run the same code once again, what should I do? Again, I have to run it. Right or not? One record is saved. To run it once again, what should I do? 200. Say something like Travis and say some 44.44. One more data saved. In order to do again and again, I can do very easily one simple format here. What is that? While true, I can write it. You know, while true. This logics you already know, students. While true, you are writing. There you are saying, and here CH is equal to input of. Do you want to insert another record? Do you want to insert another record? What is this now? Yes by no. Yes by no. So I will write it what now? CH dot what? Lower of is equal to what? No. What I will say here? Break I will say. So otherwise it will be repeated. Now this is the code related to that. Try to run the students. Now here I am going to take up enter student number 300. Say something like I am writing some other scientist name. Say 22.22. It is student record is saved. Say yes. One more time I am entering 400. Say something like, you know, written like this, and say marks is 55.55, data saved like this. I'll say no, it is stopping now. This indicates that this student.pick is this much of data is available. And we should not write this type of, don't try to open it and don't try to do it. We should not open this kind of thing because it is taken in the form of what? Binary. Is it understandable? Online students, dump function, pickle module, that's all. Extra mechanism is not there, simple. This is called program A. Program B, I am going to write it. What is the program B? Reading the data from reading the student records from the file. How to do it? We are going to discuss now. Let us go to the unpickling program. I am going to take it. Unpickling program, I am going to take it. So I am going to take it. Student unpick example1.py. Student unpick example1.py. So there I am going to write it. Take care, students. Now I am going to take care. Here I am going to take care. Now here I am going to take up. Student unpick example1.py. How to do now? Same to same steps. Import what? Pickle. Import pickle. You see, unpickling process. Unpickling process here. Import pickle. Unpickling concept is here. Yeah. Here. Pickle. Choose the file name and open it into which mode? Read mode. Use which function? Load off. So go to the place. Now I'm going to take it. Import pickle. Come on now. With open. With open. Come on. What should I do? Student dot what? Student dot pick. Unpick. Mari day by day knowledge perugutadi anukunna gaani itla avutadi anukola asalu. Student dot pick is a file name. That file name I am taking. Ikkada pick తీసుకున్నా కాబట్టి ఇక్కడ unpick తీసుకుంటామా? If I write unpick, what will happen? File not found error వస్తుంది. So as FP, and moreover if you say like this, try, and if I write it like that, you'll get what? Except file not found error. So I'll write it here. File does not exist. File does not exist. Now, FP with open stud.pick rb as FP. Now I will write it. How do you do this? FP dot what? Load off. Load off. No. Pickle dot what? Load off. Pickle dot load off. Of what? FP. Which is going to contain obj object. That is nothing but one value is coming. Print that obj once. First I will print the type of obj. Type of obj is called what? Which type of data was pickled here? L. When it is unpickling also, when it is loading also, which one will be coming? List type only will be coming. Let's I'll write another code also. More code I will write. I'll write here. Lots of code I will write. Right now, don't worry. Try to run the students. Try to run it. What is the type? Previously, what was pickled? List. When unpickling also, what will come? List only will come. Take care. Now I will write it. Print that obj. Print obj. See. OBJ I am printing it. Take care. Run this code. Still I'll write lots of code. Point to point I am showing. Because of pickle.load of FP, this is my number of records are present. How many records are present? 100, 200, 300. I hope 400, 500 is also there. Because you will not remember anything. I know that. So this is the records which are present. These are pointed by what you know? FP. These are pointed by FP. So FP is pointing to the first record. When it is loading, wherever FP is pointing, that will be put it into OBJ, that will print. FP pointing to the next record that time. Again reading, pointing to next. Again reading, pointing to next. Again reading, pointing to next. Last, nothing is there to point. That time you will get what? EOF error. What is that? EOF error will come. EOF error will come. Look at that now. Try to run this now. First data is coming. First data came. FP pointing to where? Which record it is pointing? FP. The moment when I open the file, FP is pointing to the first record. That record is printed. To print the second record, once again I will say second time loading. Load FP. Second record is coming. Second record is coming. Second record came. Again I will write it. Again I will write it. Third record will come. Again I will write it. Which record will come? Fourth record will come. Again I will write it. If we have fifth record will come. If fifth record is not there, you will get EOF error. Ran out of input, you will get it. See that EOF error ran out of input. EOF error, are you getting? Right, you are getting EOF error. So I will go for it. If 1000 records are there, 1000 times I don't write, right? We will not write 1000 times. How many times will write? One time. How do I write one time? While true, I will write it. OBJ is equal to pickle dot load of FP. Load of FP. Print of what? OBJ. It is continuously printing the data. Here also, after reading everything, we are getting what? EOF error also will come. EOF error also will come. EOF error ran out of input. Are you following me? Yes. Coming to the point back. How do you avoid that ran out of input? I am saying that try block I will write it. Try block I am writing. See carefully, students. I am writing here except EOF error. EOF error. There I am writing simply break. Simply break. When a EOF error is coming, you stop it. Try to run it. You are getting that records. You are getting that records. To print that records more perfectly, I will use like this. What is that? For, come on. Value in where? OBJ. For value in OBJ. For value in OBJ, I will write it. For value in OBJ. There I am writing. Tell me, students. OBJ, no? Okay, this is not there. OBJ is equal to pickle dot load of FP. Load of FP. That OBJ contains record or not? Value in OBJ. Now I am writing. Print of value. Print of value. You say print of value. Print of value. Dot format of what? Value. Comma. End is equal to some backslash T. I will write it. Did you understand that? Backslash T. I wrote backslash T. And I will bring the next record to the new line. If I don't write a new line code, it is going to take up what? You try to see. You try to see what is happening. All the records are coming. But how they are printed? Same line they printed. What is printed? Same line they printed. Same line they printed. Are you following me? Same line they printed. But I don't want to print in the same line. Next line I want to bring or not? To bring into the new line. Maybe you know that logic, students. Print off. Do you know this? Print off. Why print off? To bring into the new line. See now. It is printed like this. Now I can write it. And for more clarity purpose. Print off. This data is coming. This data is break. Before the break, I will say this line. You try to execute. Got these values. Are you following? You add one more time. Go to pickle example. You try to run once again. Try to run this code. Pick. Number called 5. And say something like, some name you write it. So, I am writing here. I am writing some marks is called 22.22. I say here, yes. I say some 600 here, 600 here. So STUP, STOSTUP, and say something like, 33.33. Say no, and run this unpickling program. Unpickling program means reading the data from the file. Run this now. Am I getting that unpickling data also? What is added recently? That also coming or not? We can go on adding the data. We can go on reading the data. So this is called what? Most important concept called what? Pickling and unpickling. So in real time, if files are coming, majority of the times people uses which concept? Pickling and unpickling only. So adding the data newly and reading the data. Wherever you want, you can create this file, not only in the current file only, but don't try to open this pickle file because it is in the binary format. Are you following me? Now, clear? Right. So this is a very important and easy. Today we are using what? Dump and load. Okay. Right. Next, open the notes. 1 minute. 2 programs I dictated, students. This is a program B. This is called what? Program B. And previous one is program A. Program A. This is called program A. Are you following me? Done. Next, I would like to go for further. Further, I want to go for it. Shall we move forward? Right. See, students, one small thing I want to say. Images. Do you remember images? .png, .jpeg, .gif, etc. Even your movies also, whatever it is. I want to copy the image from one file to another file. Okay? Write down. Write a Python program. Write a Python program. Write a Python program which will copy an image. 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 Okay? Right. Look at that. Any image, you take it. Any image, you take it. In your laptop, lot of images are there, right? Movies are there. Songs are there, right? There are not there. Away unded mana daggara. Programs will not be there. Only movies will be there and there will be. That's all. So I'll take one small thing. So plan your summer vacation. I want to take this image, but if I download this image, what will happen? I don't know. So take your image, students. When you go to home, you take that image, because if I download, if any virus is there, again I have to make my system format. So download any image, any movie, anything. I will draw one image and test my drawing skills also. So don't ask me whose image is that, sir. Now I am drawing the image. Something I am drawing. So now next is called what? Who is that guy outside? Yesterday onwards disturbing the class unnecessarily. Yesterday onwards now? Disturbing, unnecessarily disturbing. Outside people are disturbing the class. Okay. Now, ghost image. Amol, is it? Now. So this is in one hand, Python book is there. In one hand, Java book is there. Is it a ghost? A ghost? No. So, is a programmer. You are indirectly saying that your drawing skills are not good. So something like what do you know? Human. I just written. It's a programmer. Okay, ma. Sagatika. Programmer. Okay. Now I'll save it. Save. So I'm saving in where? C colon, and Hyderabad. In that I will save it. What is that name? Human.png. By default, what is an extension here? PNG. Even if you want to give PNG also, you can give it. No issue. So saved. Where it is saved in? Just now I shown the location to you. C colon, HYD, human.png. Available or not? PNG file. You can see the properties. There it is. PNG file is available. PNG file. Audio files, video files, MPG, MP3, all those things you know. Now I want to write the coding. Shall we write the coding now? Yes. Simple. While you are going to copy the image, nothing student, nothing to worry. To copy an image from one file to another file, file must be what? Binary format. You already know that. Take an example of file copy. Today I taught you file copy or not? File copy you take it. Other things I'll take it. Same to same program I will take it. Same to same. I am not changing anything. Same to same. I will take it. Control C. Now I am taking new file. What is this now? Image copy.py. You do after going to home the same thing. So there I am going to write it. Source file. Of course, source file I am going to take up. Directly I will write it. What is my source file? What is my source file, student? C colon. Where is my source file? It is there in where you know C colon HYD. Go to your location. You remove that within the double quotes slash what? Human.png. Human.png of what? Compulsory I have to write RB as RP. DST file input of enter a destination file. Of course, I will say destination file directly, student. What is my destination file I am taking? Here I am going to write it. In this place only, I will take it as what? PROG, programmer.png. Programmer.png. Where I am saving in? In present folder only I am going to show. In current working folder only I am going to show. Same to same. Reading the data from SRC file. rp.read. Write the data to the SRC file. Image file copied. Image file copied. Verify. That's all. Following me? Same to same. Only code is, file names are changed. Try to run this. Here you see. In this place, there is no programmer.png is not there. Today you are opening that. Come on, run this now. Image copy. Right argument must be str, not bytes. So it is going to give you str of. Okay. So run this. Image, file image copied. File image copied. Then check it out whether it is there or not. Where is it? Programmer.png. Image not loaded. Try to open it explicitly to format problem. How to open it? And don't think that image is opened directly by opening. I'll open it. How I am opening? See. Where it is available? Where is my image is available? In this place image is available or not? Go there. Go there. I say in this place C colon users KVR PyCharm projects. Under that 6 PM files. 6 PM files. Files 1. There the PNG is there. PNG file are you seeing? PNG file. You have to open it in always in where? Appropriate media. So I am opening into Paint. Open with Paint. It is open. Paint cannot read this file. So, open. It looks we don't support this file format, okay? 1 minute, students. So here I will take it. Coming to this place. fp.read of png. Okay, I forget WB. I forget their WB. You need to write what? A WB. So no need to write any SRC there. STR you need not write. I forget a WB there. Are you following? Right. Now see that image file copied. No SRC, nothing is there. RB and WB. I forget W only written. B I did not write. That's why error. Now open it. Now you got it. Now you got it. Are you okay? Now, coming to this place, here also you come. You see this place also. Open with what? Paint. This also available. Okay. Independent student, sir. Take your image and do it. So coming to the point back. So what is compulsory you need to take care? RB and what? WB you need to take. RB and WB you need to take. If you forget that B, you'll get the problem what I got it. Okay now? This is for what? Image copy. Image copy. Right. Next. Open the notes. Who is that? Image not found among Sagatika. Image found only. Programmer.png. Once again, image is found. Earlier not found because I wrote it in where? WB I did not write. Only W I was written. Okay, ma'am. So, image copied is done. Okay. Write them. Write a Python program. Write a Python program. Write a Python program which will read. 1 minute, ma'am. Which will okay, write down. Which will read employee details. Which will read employee details. Which will read employee details from the keyboard. Which will read employee details from the keyboard. And save them in a file. And save them in a file. And save them in a file as a record. As a record by using pickling. By using pickling. By using pickling. Next, the pickling operation, same as previous example. Next, write a Python program. Write a Python program which will read the records from the file. Which will read the records from the file. Which will read the records from employee file. Which will read the records from employee file. By using unpickling operation. By using unpickling operation. By using unpickling operation. Are you following? So pickling and unpickling. After going to home, if you have any images with you, any JPEGs or something is there, you try to copy your images, even video files, audio files, completely you pass the path and then you can copy it. Okay now? One more. Write a Python program. Write a Python program. Write a Python program which demonstrates random access file random access file, important. Random access file. Random access file. Look at. What do you mean by this random access file? Look at students. Suppose you take addr1.data. Do you know, students? You come to this place, come to this paint once. Random access file I am going to take up. The thing is, you carefully follow now. I am trying to take up here. I'm going to paste it here. So here I am going to write it. Here I am going to write it. This is my data. Let me increase this. And this is my data which is happening. There, you know, do you know, students? Internally, this is called one type of file. Each letter of the file is indicated by one index. Each letter of the file is indicated by index, like our indexing and slicing, like that. 0, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, space also 6, 7, 8. Like that, it is going on containing index for every value. Index for every value in the file. Index for every value in the file. Are you following me? Index for every value in the file will be available. Index for every value in the file. Now, my question today is, I want to read. If I use the function called what? Read. What will happen? Complete data will be read. If I write read lines, line by line is reading. But today's my interest is what? Only James I want to read. Only James. Later I want to read only seaside. Later I want to read only Rosam. I want to read the data. How to read the data? That is a random access mechanism is required. And moreover, I am proving that my FP is pointing to the beginning of the file. Beginning of the file. Let me start here. Random access file I am going to show you as an example. Online students, did you understand the theme of my example? Random access file .py. Okay. See, students, easy. Now I am saying print, open it. With open, I am writing addr1.data, comma, I will go for what? R. As what? FP. Where is my FP is pointing? I am saying that always pointing to beginning of the file, beginning of the file. How can I prove that? Now for that, now I am saying certain information I am writing, students. Carefully try to follow. Now I am writing print of initial position of FP is equal to FP is a file pointer object which contains one function is there. Suppose you are there in Amirpet. Your friend is coming to the class. Not yet came. You lost your friend. Friend, tell where are you? You will tell the location or no? So you are saying that. What is the function name here? Tell. FP dot tell. Tell function will print the index where FP is pointing. Where FP is pointing in beginning. Come on. I opened my file. Just now opened my file freshly. And FP is pointing to the beginning letter of my file. It will print 0. Try to run it. What is the value printed here? What is the value printed here? 0 indicates what? Initial index of my file data or not? Yes. Now I will say, I will read from there. File data is equal to FP dot read of. See, go to your paint. Go to your paint. I want to read the data called James only. James 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 means how many letters? 5 letters. FP dot read of 5. 0 to 4 means what? 5. From where it will read? 5 letters will read from FP. Where it is pointing? 0. 5 letters it will count. J, M, JAMES, 5 letters it will read and print the data. File data is equal to comma what? File data. Try to run this now. What is printed? After James, where it is pointing? Space. What is the space index? 5. See that. Point to point I am showing here. Now, again, I'll write it. After that, I am writing. Here I am writing. Now, position of FP dot tell. What is the value printed? Come on, 5. Try to run it. What is the position printed? 5. Now, from 5, I want to read ghostling. Come on, what is this now? 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 12 means what? Ghostling I want to read. From where to where I need to read? From 5th to what? 12. How many characters? Don't know. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7. I want to write 7. I will write here. File data I want to read. Now I am writing. See here. Of what I am writing? 7. 7 if I write, what is happening? From space onwards it will read. Ghostling will print last G is missing. Don't know now. See that. What is missing? Why? Because 5 onwards it is reading. So space also included now. So that time I will say what? 8. Now run this. Ghostling printed. Here what is there? Space. Now where is my FP pointing now? Teledu. Where is my FP pointing now? 13, 12. 13. Okay. Now it is 13. From 13, I want to read the complete data. How do you read from there onwards complete data? Come on, how do you read the complete data from there? File data is equal to FP dot read off. Read off. From 13 onwards, it will read complete data. File data. I will write after that now FP. We don't know the last index. Now we understand that how to access randomly. With this, I can understand last where it is completely reading. FP is almost going to last. You see the answer. See that answer. What is the last? So my index starts from where? 0 to 135. So I read 0 date, 5th letter, 5 letters, 8 letters like that. Now my interest is I want to read my FP is pointing to where? Last. It is working like my media player in my car. Right? Whichever song you want, you can move to that. Now I want to go for what is the FP now? FP is pointing to where? Once again, I will read the file data. You see the file data now. I will print the file data. Nothing will print. Why nothing will print? There is no data now. There is no data. See what happens. Here I am going to run this. What is happening? File data printed. What happens? 1 minute more. So here 2 times written. I will say this part. I'll say this part. Here I will write it. No data will be printed here. Run this now. See students, last no data printed. That indicates there is no more data from there. Now here we understand that no more data present. Now I want to make my file pointer to go to where? I want to make my file pointer to go to where? This place. I want to make it to point to ghostling. Only ghostling I want to point to, not space also. Where should I go? I just move my file pointer. What is the ghostling? 6 go to the place. I say to reposition my FP, FP dot seek of 6. What is the 6? 6. FP pointing to the 6th index. 6th index. Now read it. What I am reading? What I am reading? Read this. Read this. What is the file pointer? Read this. How many things I am reading? 7. Try to observe it. Got it. What is this now? Ghostling. What is the position? Are you following? What are the functions I am using? Seek and tell. Tell, seek. Tell will tell which index it is pointing. Seek will tell to where I want to reposition it. Suppose I have 30 pages, 40 pages. Is it easy to reposition my FP? No, that's why files are difficult to process. Files are difficult to process. Files are difficult to process. That's why we'll go for what? Database environment. Are you understanding random access files? What are the two things here? Short concept. Tell function and seek function. Now, tell function, I repositioned it. Reset. We reset to 2. We reset FP. We reset FP. We reset FP to whom? 6th index. 6th index. We reset FP to the 6th index. Done. And this is the way. If you want to read the complete data, you can read the complete data, no issue. From there, you can read the complete data again. And you're already aware of that. Now you see that now. From there, here only ghostling is read. From 13th onwards, you are reading the rest of the data. Are you following me? This is how you are going to use the tell function and seek function. Okay, students? Easy or difficult? So this is what we discussed in today. This is what we discussed in today. We thought about pickling implementation, pickle module programming example, and as a part of it, random access file also I added in this discussion. Even I did not write an index, but I added as a part of random access file. So I'll go for tomorrow class what? Working with the CSV file. Very, very important concept. Tomorrow I'll go for working with the CSV file. Don't miss tomorrow class. Thank you, students. All the best.